hard, way too hard. Go in, go in. Yes!
Oh my god.
This was very, very important. Hey guys, and welcome back to Future of Golf. My name is Rob, and today I'm gonna talk about shot shaping. I'm gonna open the settings here and go to the gameplay difficulties, and you can see that I have it set to Pro right now. We're gonna set it now to beginner though. And what you need to know is that in beginner and in casualty you cannot shot shape at all. Right? The beginner difficulty here, if you didn't watch the videos about difficulty that I have in my tutorials, basically here you can either aim with this green line here, right? Quickly gonna demonstrate that. And wherever you aim, let me quickly aim it like there, for example. Right, so just close to that scoreboard, and I'm gonna hit the club from here to here, right? So completely in the opposite direction. You see the ball goes there, right? So it's basically just kind of a cheat PC kind of mouse game almost, where you just point at something, then you just still have to hit the ball, right? So for example, when you maybe play Golf Plus, basic in Golf Plus, no matter where the club comes down, you can never really whiff the ball. You're always gonna hit it. But here, if I'm now gonna, you can see that here, right? Put the ball, like a foot higher, and I'm gonna make a very little stroke here. You see, you still have to hit the ball in order that something gonna happen. But even if you hit it very poorly and no pace at all and whatever, it's still gonna do something, and that's the beginner difficulty. Now, if you don't lock in the shot, right? So you can see that green line works here. And I'm really trying to now, actually, let me get my 6-iron here. I'm really trying to make a shot to demonstrate that, where I come completely from the outside, like overdoing it, and my swing path basically goes this way here, right? If you go into my first person view, the ball for sure should make a huge slice almost, and here you can see, right? So the shot was going like this, outside, open face, and it still goes in that direction where basically the swing path is going to. That's just the beginner difficulty, and you can never do any shot shaping here. Now going to the casual difficulty, it's pretty much the same. The difference here is that you have a higher power, so you can make longer shots here in casual than beginner for whatever reason, but still the shot shaping doesn't work at all, and I'm going to demonstrate that with making the same shot here. Right, so still you can see goes the same direction, just follows the swing path basically, even though the club head, everything was open. Of course, if I close it down and make the same, right, like here you can see this would usually completely draw to the left, but it goes, if we stand over it, very, very straight, right? So no shot shaping at all possible in casual. And casual is a very good mode for, if you know a little bit about golf, if you can make some swings. It's the most fun mode. You can make the longest drives, whatever you want, and it's the easiest mode of all of these, almost. I mean, beginner is kind of easier when you use this pointer. But anyway, so now amateur difficulty starts to get interesting. And in amateur difficulty, you still have a power boost compared to beginner or pro. So you can make longer shots because you have this extra 10% of power, but here at least you can shot shape, and if you don't, let's say if you don't close the club face properly, so you're a slicer, in amateur difficulty actually the slice will sometimes come out, not always though. So here I'm gonna overdo that to just to show you what happens. So I'm gonna make the same swing, very gentle one, and there you can hear already, the sound was different, right? So here you see if I stand over it now and you go to my first person, it actually curved from the left to the right. If we do that now for the draw, so we're gonna overdraw this, like this, right? So we're gonna stand over it again, and we can see I hit it like that. So yeah, almost with the heel there, complete face, close face, and you can see that that shot was marginally definitely walking or going from the right to the left. And yeah, the wind is blowing as well from the right to the left. But for sure you can make some shot shaping here, and I will try now to hook the shot, to see if it's possible to hook it. And it is. There you go, right? So here you see the shot shape, right? Perfectly hooked to the left. And yeah, so shot shaping works. Although if you do, I'm gonna quickly demonstrate that, do like a shot that would usually be making like, let's say, I can make a little fade here, let's see. And you can see I hit it like that, so came from the outside, open face, so usually it should fade, but here I just kind of goes even like a little draw because the wind pushed the ball, right? But anyway, so there, for example, didn't have any impact, even though I came usually from the outside and kind of cut through the ball, and usually it should have this fade curvature, the cut curvature. So that's why in amateur, you still have this like slice and hook assistance, they call it. And therefore it's not so easy and you really have to overdo the thing. So if you really want to get around a tree or whatever it is, you really have to overdo these slices and hooks. And it's possible though, but it's not going to be very realistic, if you know what I mean. Now the last difficulty here, and this is the pro difficulty where I usually play in, there everything you do with the club face no matter. So if I would just make a very marginal, you can see that here, very marginal like open face. So I came from the outside this time here, for example, straight face, and the ball was heavily going from left to right here, even just more than a fade, it was almost like slicing. And if I would here just try to make a little kind of baby draw, you can see, okay, the ball, you didn't see it well, but it definitely drew like maybe 5 yards or so. And the path was like that, right? Just a bit from the inside, straight club face, and then usually this is how the ball draws. And here in this pro difficulty as well, it worked. So just to demonstrate that here, to make some little shots again, gonna make a little draw, but overdoing it, and you can clearly see now the ball right goes from the right to the left, and the other way around, right? If I overdo this here in the pro difficulty, gonna make it like this. The ball goes from the left to the right. And of course this was overdone, but anyway. Now, how can you implement this into your game now? Well, it's not that easy compared to real-life golf, where basically you can really feel the club head well and you can really make these nicer shot shapes if you're good. Here it's a little bit more tough because there are some obstacles in your way. With other words, the acceleration here when you go in your downswing, the acceleration of the club is not 100% accurate sometimes, and therefore it might be that you more often fade the ball because it glitches, like the face kind of glitches out a bit too far ahead of you like this, and then the path automatically is like over the ball to under the ball, which kind of causes fades. But still, if you kind of try to practice that, and I'm not the best fader or drawer, but I can try now to really make a little fade here and make like, think about my normal swing, and just stand a little bit more here, come a little bit more from the outside, try to make a real good fade now. Let's see if that works. Okay, there I probably just traveled through. There's another like bug here you can see, right? So this would definitely fade if I would hit it, but just traveled through, unfortunately. Let's see. There you go, right? So that was a nice hit, and it definitely fades into the wind though. So now standing over it, you have this nice like kind of fade curvature. And it was a very nice hit though. And you see almost like a straight, right? I'm gonna just go over it now, just marginally come from the outside here with the club. The face was almost square, just a bit open maybe, but I would say square. Hit it, of course, a little bit on the toe, but still this is enough now for the ball without the wind, even because the wind still comes from the right. Without the wind, it probably would fade like 15, 20 yards or something. So definitely there's a lot of like going on in the pro mode, and you can really shot shape it well. I will try to hit a draw now after making this putt, hopefully. Let's see. I just pulled it a hair. Well, that's alright. Good attempt. So now we try with the 6-iron here again to draw the ball like marginally, get it maybe on that island. And even hitting the island in pro mode with a 6-iron like this here is very, very tough, because you have the shot penalty and you really have to hit it above 100 miles plus like 90%, 90% plus contact, then you can get it there. But let me try to kind of draw it. So I'm gonna aim a little bit right of that island now. Okay, I skipped a bit forward here. I'm gonna try to make one now. Let's see. Coming from the inside. Okay, that was quite low, but it works, right? So you can see definitely this curvature, right to left, a bit too much closed face. But anyway, so yeah, shot shaping works quite well. And I didn't talk about the high and low shots, so I quickly want to do this now. The high and low shots here, now I'm going to change the difficulty to beginner or whatever, work in all difficulties. With other words, To demonstrate this here, let me take this club. So maybe you can see this, yeah, from here. So right, so this is the sandwich here, 55 degree. And of course, if we're gonna de-loft the club, right, so I'm gonna, with other words here, you can see that if I would make it like this here, you can see that green line, it almost goes at some point to the ground, right? If I now change that and put the hands further back, you can see now this green line here, I'm gonna actually go almost straight up, right? And almost like turn around here, based on where that face is. So with other words, now, if I want to make a shot that goes very low, like this here, right? I have my hands now, probably you can see that here, but it's completely wrong, way too much forward, just to demonstrate it. And you see the shot goes super low with that sandwich here. If I'm now gonna just open the face, right, here, re-grip, and have like a little flop shot, we can see it goes super high, and you can make this perfect flop shots. And that's definitely something very cool because, of course, yeah, if you approach a green or something and you have this bunker in your way or whatever, it needs to land soft. You need to make these kind of soft little floppers in order to get it over there. And sometimes as well, maybe it's a very dry day and you really want to hit your 3-iron or whatever, very stingery and very low that can roll out to the green or whatever it is. You can definitely do that as well by just taking that normal loft here and then just de-lofting it, leaning forward, right, like this here. And if you then hit it like this, okay, this was just a bit too much open even. You can see that here, right, so didn't have my hands quite enough there, but anyway. And yeah, you can make these stinger shots. So I hope you learned something about the shot shaping here in this game, and if you want to try it out, feel free. And if you have more questions, just put it in the comments or whatever. And yeah, wish you a wonderful day. Ciao, ciao.